Couple of shout outs before we start here, chap. You noticed that my thing at the bottom under my name says who noticed the 50 with the question mark. Halfway through the video recording last week, I had the wrong number on the thing and I changed it mid thing to see if anyone noticed. One person did. Text one week to say I noticed. So credit to that one person.
Bravo.
Yeah, the credit where it's due. I mean, I just wanted to see what anyone actually noticed. So someone's actually watching it and paying attention, chap. So that's one person we have on our team.
Oop.
That's appreciated. Episode 54, chap. The week that was the 20th to the 27th. Obviously, we don't know the circumstances, but R.I.P. Jean Hackman. What a fucking actor Jean Hackman was.
Yes.
Sad.
Strange one, that wasn't it? His wife, himself, and his dog all dead.
Yeah. Poor dog.
Bit strange.
Yeah. So I don't know the circumstances just yet, but some excellent movies in that man's acting catalogue. So legend died this week. The one thing I wanted to touch on, chap, for this, because I know it's a bit of you. And I mean, that's becoming a bit of a phrase now on the podcast, bit of you, chap.
Bit of me.
Since 2001, 5 are back together, chap.
Yes.
12 arena tour. I couldn't believe it. They came back 2013, there's only 3 of them.
Yeah.
But they've never been together as the 5 since 2001. So for shits and giggles, I asked AI to come up with different things that have happened since 2001 in Ireland, just to put us into perspective, to make us all feel old, right?
Brilliant.
So this is I said my exact thing to AI was, give me 10 major events that have happened in Ireland since 2001 after the Band 5 broke up. Number 1, IRA begins decommissioning, right? Which is fair enough. Carried a bit. The Good Friday Agreement was because of that. Right. The Euro was introduced in 2002.
Right.
The smoking ban was in 2004.
Wow.
The global financial crisis, 2008 to 2013, was the end of the Celtic Tiger.
Lovely.
The visit of Queen Elizabeth to Ireland, a historic visit. She's then since died.
She's in a box.
Marriage equality referendum 2015. Brexit 2016 to 2020 is still going on.
Jesus.
The repeal of the 8th Amendment, the COVID-19 pandemic, and Leo Varadkar was elected as the first openly gay Taoiseach in the country. That's all happened since 5 are back together, chap. What about that? Make you feel old?
Thank God 5 are back anyway, that's all I can say. Do you remember they got rid of your man? Well, your man didn't get rid of him, but he left the band. I want to go with his name was Sean or Scott. Something with S, I think. And like they kept bringing a cardboard cutout of him around with them.
It's in the video and all.
It's in the video and all. There's no. They haven't done one for Dublin yet, though. Surely they're coming to Dublin. Like
apparently, Naughty Boy is doing the kind of support act. Like, how big Naughty Boy was for about a year and a half. Just every song went to number 1, and then he's just in there with the lads. But I mean, listen, 5. They make you feel old, that one, though, wasn't it?
I used to have their album. I used to have their album on cassette. Cassette.
Let's turn the intro, chap, before you start crying.
Welcome back, everybody, to episode 54 of season 2 with the Sons of Dev. We've got a great show in store for you this week. Every week, I should say that. Every week. We've got, obviously, How's Your Week, High and Low. We've got Chaps on Tour, part 2 of Viva Las Vegas. We've got Irish Word of the Week, which comes to you via Mackie D's. We've got Old School Bangers. We had the Spin the Wheel. We'll get into that. We've got Event of the Week. Order has been restored again. Noel has been brought back in after Chaps' event last week. over the iPhone, to which Apple never got in touch. We're used to this at this stage. Sons, I have a problem. Comes from a listener, female listener, where, like, to be fair, we'll get into it when it comes up, but it's a good point. Definitely want to get your opinion on it, Dan. Looking forward to it. And then Show Your Picks comes from the top 5 that wins that make your day, which I'm interested to find out, because when you start thinking of it, you're going, I don't have a lot of wins in a day here. And then for a change in football, we got football questions in from you, the listeners, so can't wait to get involved in that. So we're going to jump straight into it. Before we go on, Dan, how was your week? High and low.
Good, chap. It was good. I had my brother, sister-in-law, and the 2 nieces up there to see the new house. I'm currently recording from my new office, so it's all coming together, which is really nice. The high and low here is, like, obviously it's great having them up. Like, I love hosting. Obviously, I'm gonna have everyone up over the whole year, between the lads and everyone. It's great. Finally got my dartboard up, with the big light and all on it for the things. I'm playing darts, throwing darts recently. Loving that now. It's just nice to be able to just kind of go in there for 20 minutes. I done it the other day watching the football. Half time came, just went in through darts, half time, came back in, watched second half.
Nice.
It was great. But I don't know if you're like me, chap. I obviously work 5 days a week and then have my weekends off. My Sundays, when I used to be in Bray, used to be go to Mikey's, chill for the day, watch the sport, have a few bottles, head home. Right? Loved it. Me and Mikey religiously did it. And when I'm at home now, Sunday is like the Sabbath for me. I want to do nothing on Sundays. My favourite time of the year for Sundays is when the NFL comes back in, like, September, because I watch sport from the moment I wake up nearly to the moment I go to bed. And I'm happy out. I love that day. But my brother came up Friday, Saturday, and it was great. The only thing was we had to go to Longford at one stage. Rough out. Longford Town Centre. Freak out, man. It's very fucking. You wouldn't feel too settled in it. And we came back then, watched all the stuff and all. But Sunday they left anyway, and I was like, lovely day, sitting on the recliner, or on the fucking leather seat, sit back, fucking as the day passed me by here, watch a bit of sport. Neve drops the bomb on me. We have to go back to the place, start cleaning it out. I was like,
Shippers.
Fuck. And it has to be done. And I understand it has to be done. I essentially threw a tantrum at nobody, because the whole time when I was giving out about having to do it, I kept saying to Neve, I know this has to be done, and I know this is not your fault. I just don't want to do that today. And she was like, I don't want to do it either. I was like, I know you don't, but I'm still not happy about it. So I just gave out for the sake of doing it or whatever. And to be fair to her, like, we got loads done. We got a load cleared out. And I was still in bad form. And as we were leaving the house or whatever, she was like, is it great to have that done now? And I was like, just don't. I'm not in the mood for it. Like, don't try and dress it up, like, you know. And it's not Neve's fault. She was being nothing nice to me, but I just know that when you just do not want to do something, it has to be done, and you're just sitting there fucking hating on yourself because it's your fault. It was that kind of day. But yeah, we're getting there. We are really getting there. But it's nice to be in the house, and obviously to not have an office now as well, which is nice, with some actual quality internet chat for a change. What about yourself?
Before I start, I want to know, has the cat come back?
He hasn't. Unfortunately, no.
Was he back up at the old house?
No. I was hoping when I drove in there last week he'd just be sitting on the thing waiting for him, but there's no sign of him, unfortunately. Someone else is feeding him, I'd say.
Yeah. He's gone off. He's found someone else. He's found another love. You know, Paul Scholes left before and came back. So it might happen. Might happen again. You never know.
Listen, I'm just hoping for the day I just hear him at the back and he's back and I'll be happy, but it's sad. It's sad times.
Well, I just said a bit of ask because I was getting a bit of people asking me. Ask him. Did his cat come back? I'm gonna spice it up for you here, Dan. My low is gonna be because of a high. And you'll all understand why. I've got 3 highs of the week. My first high of the week was obviously went to see Des Bishop last night. Good friend and listener of the show, Mikey O'Brien, does what Mikey O'Brien does best. Books things in advance. Doesn't tell you, like, doesn't check in to see, like, if you're off or anything like that. He just goes, I've booked you a ticket, you're in, we're going to have some fun. As always, was fun. Good night. Des Bishop still makes me laugh, man. I've seen him 3 times now, and 3 times he made me laugh. like non-stop. The man knows his audience really well. Was in the Olympia as well. And do you know what? As much drink as we had, we made pigs of ourselves last night. Pigs eating like. So we went and got food first: bacon, cheese, beef burger with chips. That's your dinner. Yep, nice and steady. Happy days. Get into the into the Olympia, and like that, big box of popcorn. I want to say I shared it with him, but like he only had a few little bits, and then he started saying, "Oh, there's one of me too." No, and I was like, "Well, I'm going up to get a packet of Rolos. Like, do you want something?" He was like, "Yeah, get some jellies." So big pack of Rolos, big pack of fucking randoms, and then anybody that knows me knows that like that spar out there at the bottom of whatever street it is, I don't know because I don't know the streets that well in Dublin. But my God, it's just fantastic. Is
that gay spar?
It is Gay's Bar, yeah, because he got a sticker on it. And I only found out this last night as well. Someone was telling me, they were like, "That's Gay's Bar," and I was like, "I couldn't give a fuck." They've got a full on spread of like chicken fillets ready to go for you at like 12 o'clock at night. It's madness.
Oh yeah, can't go wrong.
So you would have seen the photo I put up. To which Michael gave me a bit of debt. "Oh, some spread, Larry. Let's tell Instagram. Some spread." It's like, shut up and eat your two jam buns, little fool, you with your little you paid sticker.
When I saw that last night, I texted you.
Yes, you did. Bit of me, that. Bit of me. But
what a question. What's Des Bishop stand up like now? I haven't seen Des Bishop stand up in
it's really good, like, because it's like he just like we went to one there last year, and it was all about his mum. Like his mum had passed, so we kind of named it after her, and we kind of thought, bollocks, this is gonna be a bit kind of like down and out. Great show. Really good show, like. So I was kind of going into it going, "Ooh, could he top it?" Now he didn't top it, but he was still very good. Like his stand up is very good. Like he's so in tune with today's world, it's unbelievable. And like we're all giving him stick about like just getting married and all, and he's 40 and all this. And whoever his wife is, he keeps saying I should know her. I don't know her. Hannah, whoever Hannah is, apparently she's famous or something for something. I don't know what she's famous for, but I didn't even bother to look it up. But no, he's still a funny cunt. He still cracks me up. And he had the whole place fucking in the palm of his hand last night. It was brilliant. He had like two 25-year-olds sitting in front of him and all. He just kept going back to them going, "You wouldn't have a clue what this means. Do you ever have a pen pal? No, you didn't have a fucking pen pal. Fucking 3 weeks waiting to know if you were going to get a date and all this. It was brilliant." But yeah, that was my first high. My second high of the week was Chris Eubank Jr. smashing Conor Ben in the side of the head with an egg. That was brilliant. I loved it. I absolutely loved it. Like, for all the people out there that were like, and we were too, when you did ask me, "Oh, would you have much interest?" And I was like, "Man, not really. I'll watch it, but like, I'm not much interest." Now, like, I even watched the press conference before I came on this thing just to see what it was like. When I say to you, Eubank has him, his dad, and Eddie Hearn rattled. He has them rattled on his own. It is fantastic watching. It's brilliant. But that was my second high of the week. I know we got a question on there before about the rehydration clause, but that was just brilliant. That has sold the fight. That has sold the fight in one fell swoop. Boom. Anyone that doesn't know why he hit him with an egg, it's because Conor Ben failed 2 drug tests, and he said, and the message that was given to us was that he overconsumed too many eggs and that they were contaminated. Absolute bullshit. He failed two drug tests is what he fucking did.
I didn't know the significance of the egg until I read into it again as well, like you did as well. I just thought I'm gonna hit him with an egg here too.
I knew what it was beforehand. Yeah.
But I loved it, like, and I wouldn't mind it. I watched the boxing on Saturday with brother and all. Unbelievable fight. Unbelievable fight.
That's the sweet science.
Yeah, like bit of all like serious comeback, like, but it's it has me. I'm intrigued.
Everyone's intriguing. Everybody that doesn't even watch boxing is intrigued now.
I wish I wasn't easily that swayed, chap. I wish I'd be like, no, I stand by it. Like, it's because I know it's going to let me down, and I'm going to be like, well, I know this is shit now. But the moment to see how angry he got when he came back at him, I was like, I'm in.
Yeah,
That's all I need. Like,
he has him rattled. He does. He has him rattled. But it's great watching, and I love the fact that Eddie Hearn can't get a word in with him either, because he's just like, "Eddie, just shut up, man. This is not the Eddie Hearn show." And he goes, "Oh, is this your show?" And he goes, "Yeah, it's Conor Ben versus Eubank. It is my show." And then my third high was I was out on Saturday with a good friend of ours, Tempo. his other half and his friends. So went out to the Flight Club, which is the new dart place on Dawson Street. Great crack. It's very much us. So I'll have to organise that, like, because all of us would love it.
Yeah.
We went there first. We went to Bowes first. Apologies. We went to Bowes first. Watched your team, dirt. Then we went on to Flight Club. Then after that, we went on to a bit of karaoke bar, which is fucking great crack as well. To which we then ended up back up to Martello. To which then led me to my low of the week.
Sunday.
I didn't want me night to end, mate. That was my low of the week. My night was that good. Saturday was that good. I didn't want it to end. It was brilliant. One of the best nights out I've had in a long ass time. It was great crack. Even Martello was good crack.
I have a question for you.
Hit me.
A certain member of our congregation asked that Chap owes a karaoke song. Did Chap sing said karaoke song on Saturday?
I couldn't tell you because I was flutered. Could have.
Because he essentially the person who, I'm going to keep anonymous for now.
Yeah, that's okay.
Don't think it really matters. But they did say that if not, we're off to Lanzarote in a couple of weeks. A Chap owes some karaoke.
I'll do it in Lanzarote.
I said, I don't think it's an issue that Chap's worried about karaoke. It's just a matter of getting us all together in order for Chap to do karaoke.
Thank you. It is. Well said, Dan. I appreciate you sticking up for your co-host there.
Chap, I call it as it is. So expect that. I expect a lovely maybe fourth night in Lanzarote. Chap's tanned as fuck, rich as fuck as well from Cheltenham, singing fucking, I don't know, Islands in the Stream. Might do a duet with you. I don't care. We're on all this.
Good Sons duet, bro. I'd love it. But I know my high and low went long there, but I need to get all three of them in, bro. It's been a good week. And let's hope it just keeps going forward. But brings us on to, of course, Chap's on tour, Dan. We're going Viva Las Vegas. We're going part 2. Do I dare ask the question? Do you have it?
You mean this? It's so catchy.
We're going part 2, Viva Las Vegas. We do have a Chaps on tour next week for you before we head off to Lanzarote. Well, that's as much as you're getting told this week. So we do have a Chaps on tour. It was brought into us by a listener. Thank you very much for getting in touch. As always, guys, we know you have the stories. Get them into us. Don't have it all that we're telling you all about ours. Sooner or later, you're going to be going, do you know what? I wish I'd have got that story into the lads for Chaps and Bureaus on tour. So get them in. SonsofDavePod@gmail.com. SonsofDavePod on the Instagram. Text us, email, voice notice, ring us. I'll answer the phone even when I'm in work. Just for you listeners. So, but Vegas part 2, we were over there for Mr. Tempo's 30th. He wanted to go big for the 30th. Myself, Tempo, Skinny, we went over a little earlier than yourself, Dan, because you came down kind of halfway through the week to us, didn't you?
Yeah, I was working, yeah.
But we stayed in the MGM. Just give me your, when you walk into the MGM compared to the Luxor, which we raved about last week. The MGM's like walking into what? It's like walking into the middle of fucking downtown New York or something. And this is Vegas.
It's what you think Vegas is the MGM entrance, I think. When you think of Vegas hotels, you think of like the movies that are shot there, whether it be The Hangover, whether it be I don't know, Ocean's 11, whatever, like the movies that are set on the strip or whatever.
Yeah.
When you walk into the Luxor, it's very like, because it kind of looks like a pyramid now. It doesn't really look like you're in a hotel, and then there's just a casino behind it. When you walk into the MGM, you walk onto like a fucking legitimate property that looks like a casino the moment you walk in. Everything's polished, everything's perfect, and it's just like gold lions, real fucking decadent. You know, like it's just like you can see anything in it. So the first thing I noticed straight away when I got in is when I had to get like a Wi-Fi signal to ring you to say I was there.
Oh, yeah.
And that was an annoying conversation with Skinny. But eventually I got it. Like I got Skinny at a bad time, to be fair. He was in the right to an extent, but he was like, walk to the entrance, and I was like, I'm at the entrance, and he was like, can you see a gold lion? And I was like, mate, just gold lions everywhere. What are you talking about? And eventually he came down and got me. But same thing again, like it is proper. I thought it was an upgrade, to be honest.
Yeah.
And that was even before I actually explored the whole property, like the whole back area, which we'll get on.
The MGM is like the bee's knees of hotels there. Like, we've walked through every hotel. Like, even the Bellagio, Caesars and all that. Like, MGM just has that real kind of modern style, like, party atmosphere to it. But if there's one thing that all of us loved in there, and it's something that if anybody goes over there, it's why I'd say to you to go to the MGM. It's the lazy river. The lazy river is probably up there with one of the most tops experiences you'll ever have in your life.
It's
like,
fucking great.
You might not like Bud Light, but I'm telling you, this lazy river just makes Bud Light taste like crystal.
It's a golden nectar.
It's just unbelievable. Like, talk about peace, love, and tranquility all in one fucking river, and there it is. It's the bee's knees. It's the absolute bee's knees. I was in the MGM before, and that was closed. The first ever time I went, it was closed. I think time of year we went, but like when we were over there, man, it was piping hot when we were there.
It was essential to get in the water. You couldn't stay out of it.
But unbelievable.
Just, you meet the most random stuff. You can drink in it. They actively bring drink to you if you want, or you can just jump out and get what we were getting, jumping out. Like, it would be someone's turn every couple of laps to go out and get like a ice cold bucket of Bud Light beers. Unbelievable. You meet the most random people in it because everyone's going the same way. We ended up doing a car wash at one stage, and we started getting a bit tipsy, so we filled the bucket with water, and anybody that was on like a floating device got like spun around, and we fuck a bucket of water at them, pushed them further on in the pool, and then like the lifeguard girl came over, and then everyone was, no, they're having fun, and she was like, okay, whatever, like, yay, car wash. As proper. The difference I thought in the hotels was unbelievable, even just for like walking around at night within it. It's just crazy. It's much more lively. There's something going on all the time in it. Like, we fucking, not even talking about, like, you walk through, like, if you've never been to Vegas, just the size of these properties is just outrageous. You forget you're in the same building a lot of the time.
Yeah. But like, it's mad. Like, you'll walk out one door and it brings you like to fucking the west side of the strip. You walk out another, the fucking east side of the strip and all this. Like, it's so big. It's massively big. But one of the best experiences I think that we had when we were over there was obviously the decision to go see Elton John. As much as I was not impressed, because we were due to go to the pool party that day. And I'm nearly sure it was something like Calvin Harris or something was playing, because he was like resident DJ.
It was Steve Aoki.
Yeah. Resident DJ for it, and I was like, lads, we have to go. We just have to. And then we went out for breakfast, and the wild card was pulled out by Skinny. I can understand where he's coming from, but still, if I go back this year, I want that pool party.
It was just like everything has to line up for that to happen. For us to go that weekend, and it wasn't like Elton John was doing a residency. He just happened to be on tour and was in the brand new stadium that only opened a couple of weeks before we were there, and Elton John was playing at it. He played all the hits, dancing the whole night, loved it. Couldn't have been in a better form. I have a high and a low that night was because we were drinking double points. They were $27 each. I remember that. I remember paying $27 for like a double pint of beer. Skinny at concerts always sits and watches them. He's always been like that. He's like, I'm very much good up and start boogie and have a bit of a fucking, I don't really give a shit. We were in like a kind of a partial, we got tickets that were partial view of the stage. We saw everything. I don't understand why that counts as like I suppose you couldn't see some of the back stuff behind him maybe, but like we were to the left of the stage. We could see him flying around on a fucking piano. Like, that's all you really want, isn't it?
Yeah.
It was class. But after Elton John that night, me and Chap felt lucky. We felt lucky, Chap. And it's the biggest heartbreak I can remember having betting wise. And it's been a lot of heartbreak betting wise in my life. Like, but myself and Chap, 2, 3 in the morning, decided we're not going to bed. I'm going home to Vancouver like the next afternoon. I think Chap's there for like 2 more days. I was like, let's just go and see what we can do here, right? So we started with like $40 each or whatever, got it up to like was like 300 odd each. And we were like, fucking, right, that's what we'll do here. Placed the biggest bet of my life. Me and Chap talked each other into it. Put the whole lot of the chips on one game of blackjack. Two of us sitting there, like, arm around each other, like, we could do this. Only short of singing fucking Ireland's Call together. And we hit 21, and we celebrate, like, legitimately jumping up and down, fucking dancing, whatever. And the dealer hit 21 against us to draw. As sad as I can remember ever being. Chap lost it. Jerwan, who didn't care. And he was just almost just giving out at her. She was like, oh, come on, play again. You're like, no. Took the steam completely out of the night. We thought we'd done it. We thought we'd had the story forever. But no, it was cruelly taken away from Chap. It still hurts to this day.
We could have had the Cinderella ending that nobody has in Vegas. We could have had it. And that bitch took it away from me.
She did.
And she laughed in my face as she done it.
Yeah.
She was like, remember when she hit it, she was like, you just looking at her going, yeah, bitch. But yeah, put it down on a night then. You're dead right, put it down on it. Another great thing that we done when we were over there as well, if you're over there, you have to go. New York, roller coaster.
Deadly.
Right crack.
Proper cool experience. It's not that bad of a roller coaster for anyone that might be a bit touchy on them. Like I know roller coasters, but
it's on
really
top
cool
of
experience.
It's on top of a building here. Like.
Yeah,
it's a roller coaster on top of a building. And,
do it at night. Definitely do it at night.
Yeah,
it's cooler at night.
I still have the video of myself and Tempo jumped in the front, like the very front one, and Tempo played a bit of Jerry Cinnamon as we were going up. And trying to sing Jerry Cinnamon while you're going loop the loop is quite difficult when the wind catches the back of your neck. That's all I know. Plus, we were a couple of points and 4 locos deep at that stage as well.
Oh fuck yeah, Jesus, points, man. I actually have. I'm going to share my screen here, Chap, because we're talking about all these things, and I actually have two things here to show you. So I don't know if you remember this. Remember the young lad dancing in the hotel?
Oh, I do remember.
For those who want to watch it here, it's just the young lad dancing. He's like 11, and we were all just like pissed watching him going. But then my caption on this is: imagine raising your son for 11 years only to realise he's a disgrace. So we're to 3 a.m. he was there. This is the first trip. This is the Fremont Street stuff. Like this doesn't do it justice. Like this,
no, it doesn't.
The roof is like unbelievable. But a couple of things here is obviously the Bellagio fountains. Me lying down beside the side.
Yeah, Vegas.
This is me and you's first face off, Chap.
Yeah, it was a great one. Put your hands on me.
Yeah, it's disgrace. That's me and Skiddy, and then I had to get a picture with Donnie and Marie. I forgot all about mentioning this party. Remember the first time we went?
This was Diplo.
There's Diplo, yeah. Forgot all about it until I clicked into the stuff today. I was there though. There's photographic evidence. Forgot this all happened. There's me and Jenny after she finally forgave me because she was jet lagged and in bad humour. And then just if I go up a couple of bits longer here, where am I going?
There you go. This is the best one.
a year apart, Chap.
A year apart, and we had gone up, and we had gone up in weight.
Yeah. Well, I didn't see the MGM hosted us this time.
Yeah.
I wasn't playing. I came over here with an agenda.
For anyone that doesn't watch us on Spotify, watch us for this segment alone. It is something out of the hangover. Like,
look at that man, unbelievable. You can clearly see in the second face off here, I absolutely destroy Chap. Like I just destroy him. Like he's just not ready for me. Like what you see here, like I want to put it down. Look, he's already gone. Look. Look at him. Watch.
We'll see. I just think of the bullying that goes on with Dan Burn when I'm around in these places it's sickening.
But yeah, they're all Vegas.
For all time. all-time experience. We'll throw up the face-offs on our page as well for the people, so they can laugh and comment as well. But all-time experience, you're talking about the best place in the world. It's the best place in the world.
Yeah.
I was chatting to a bread man the other day. He told me Dubai overrated. I said, "Did you ever go to Vegas?" He said, "Yes." I said, "Well, how would you compare the two?" And he said, "I'd go to Vegas every day of the week." I said, "I'm all right with it." I said, "That's all okay." And I said, "Why?" He goes, "It's what did he tell me it was? It is €15 for a pint of local beer in Dubai. It's €30 for a whiskey in Dubai. You'd want to have some fucking steep pockets going to Dubai. So
And
to anyone going to Dubai, just have deep pockets or sell yourself over there."
I just have no interest in it. I don't know. It just never really appealed to me to buy it at all. I don't really I wouldn't be clamoring to get over there. Vegas always interested me. Maybe that's the difference. And I've been there, and I know it ticks all the boxes. There's still loads of stuff for me to do in it. Anyone that's on the fence for whatever reason, just pull the trigger. You will not regret going. Maybe don't go through Formula One because apparently the whole place is just completely different.
Yeah, apparently it shuts down. Yeah.
That's the only thing I can take guys on. Apparently it's supposed to be class for golf holidays too, which I've never done, but just apparently 6 excellent golf courses around the place, and you can go out for the day, go golfing, and then go out that night, which would be a bit more me nowadays, but I couldn't recommend it, Chap. And it's been great going back over all this sort of stuff. And it's great to remember I was at a Diplo concert. So, you know what I mean? You'll make some memories, some of them you remember, some of them you forget. That was a rough fight, that one. Great crack, though.
Anyone going over, let me know, yeah? And I'll just join you. So I'm great crack. I'll be the hostess over in Vegas for you. I'll know all the places to go. And anything that's new, I'll just Google. But that can only bring us on to, Dan, a bit of Irish word of the week, which comes from Mackie D's this week.
I'll get your song. Hold on. Where is it? Irish word of the week. There you go.
Irish word of the week. Irish word of the week.
So
every time.
This comes from Mackie D's, because Mackie D's have now brought in As Gaeilge when you're ordering from their screens within the restaurant itself. Now you can choose the option of As Gaeilge. So for Pig Iron, I went in and I said, fuck it, why not? I'll have a go. So I'm going for this week. I'm going for Macmore. Tell me what it is.
It's a Big Mac, Chap.
Hey! Well done, you. Macmore. I'm going for this week. The Big Mac. And I went and ordered it while online. And when I walked up, your one goes, do you actually speak Irish? I was like, Irish word of the week, Macmore. Took it and walked away. And I'm sure she went, what a fucking weirdo that lad is. So I was like, doesn't matter. I got my Irish word of the week. So that is Irish word of the week, Dan. Short, sweet, and a Big Mac Swapper.
I had the other day, last week, after the Longford game, chicken selects. Fucking sensational, bit of grub there. They are sensational. Shout out to McDonald's. It's pity it's so expensive these days. It used to be the fucking go-to for a cheap meal. Now it's shockingly expensive. But
now they've caught on.
Do you think another Shamrock Shake, Chap?
No.
No, not a fan?
No, not a fan. Not a fan, bro. Sorry. I'll just let you down there.
That's alright. I like them. It's what they are. They're
an acquired taste.
Cheese. Acquired taste. There you go. Chocolate cheese. People like them or hate them.
Well, we spun the wheel last week, Dan Byrne. We spun the wheel. Listeners vote. And it can only mean we're going on to a bit of old school bangers.
Oh, yeah. I'm actually, Chap, you don't understand how excited I am for this. You just do not get it. I've been waiting. How long have we been waiting? I'm going to play the intro. Or am I? There we go. Soundboard there is giving me a bit of grief, so apologies about that. But Chap, all skill bangers this week. We spun the wheel last week. It gave us, what was the exact title of the song? Sorry, you might know more than me.
Songs you shouldn't have in your playlist.
That's the one. It can open. There's so many options here, and it's one where you can pick guilt-free to an extent, chap.
It is.
Because based on our picks, we've gone deep. We've gone deep on it.
We have.
People might not want to go as deep as us. It might want to just be kind of a case of, I picked this song, it's cheesy, I shouldn't like it, but I love it, and I play it all the time.
Well, I'll put it to you this way, right? The songs we've picked, right? We've gone deep in thought to find these people, okay? And by right, people could judge us and be like, you shouldn't have them wankers arseholes on your fucking playlist. We get that. But like, for instance, Sean Johnson is never going to admit to me that he has Baby Shark, do Baby Shark. Well, I know he has it, but he shouldn't have it on there, okay? He just shouldn't. Okay, that's for his little lad, and that's it. Nothing else shouldn't be on his playlist. So that's how wide this range is. So when we put it out to you this week, that's the type of stuff we're looking for. If you want to go as deep as me and Dan, by all means do. But if you want to just keep it nice and light, and by the way, there has to be birds out there, right, that know their fellas have songs in their playlist that they wouldn't admit to us. Don't be afraid to rat them out.
Oh yeah,
rat them out.
Listen, usually I'm rats out, but if it's for the sake of this content, of you saying my fella or my girlfriend listens to this and tries to pretend like she doesn't, I'm all for it. Call them out. This is what it's for. Open forum. I like that. That's a good show, chat. It's a good show.
Yeah, so rat them out, get them into us, because it will be going out on the Instagram page this week. I want you all to get involved as much as you can, because like this could drag up some shit. Like, so Dan, I'm gonna let you go first because everyone knows who you're picking because you gave a shout out last week.
Chap. I went back the other day after saying I was going to pick it, and I listened to it again. I just put it on, closed my eyes, and went, this is a fucking great song. It's a hotel. It's Cassidy featuring R. Kelly. It doesn't.
Ladies, we got room keys. Woo! Girl, you wanna come to my hotel? Baby, I will leave you my room key. I'm feeling the way you carry yourself, girl, and I wanna get with you 'cause you're a cutie. So if you wanna come to my hotel, all you gotta do is holler at me.
It's just amazing. And then they go, 6 in the morning, 6 in the morning. Listen, bad men. No, there's no doubt about it. This is well, maybe not for R. Kelly, but for Cassidy, it was pre-problems. So I don't know if that helps me in the social vote or whatever, but listen to that song this week and come back to me and tell me it's not catchy, because it's as good as it gets. I took down some notes, chat, just to really emphasize what they've done here. So Vibe magazine later discovered Aaliyah, who died, had lied about her age on the wedding certificate, listing herself as 80, and the marriage was annulled in February 1995. She was 15 when R. Kelly married her.
Jesus.
A former manager for Kelly testified at his trial that he bribed a government worker in 1994 to obtain a fake ID for Aaliyah so the singers could marry. And that's kind of, there's a long list of shit that R. Kelly did that was wrong. That's right up there. Apparently, he also was essentially a leader of a cult towards before he got arrested. Bad guy. Cassidy, however, on April 15, 2005, 3 men, including Arab and Cassidy, armed with pistols and an AK-47 assault rifle, fired on 3 unarmed men during an argument that occupied the West Oak Lane neighborhood in North Philadelphia. Somebody was shot. The lead person who saw Cassidy do it withdrew their thing a week before to say he actually never saw it. It was downgraded from a felony 1 to a felony 3. He done 18 months in prison for allegedly manslaughter. So, listen, bad people, but catchy song.
I like it. Bad people, catchy song. That's the way we put it out there. For myself, Dan, I was stuck between a rock and a hard place. I had 2 tunes. But one, I said, as much stick as we've given him already on this podcast, I couldn't go with. Innocent until proven guilty at the moment. But he'll get there. He's all know. He'll get there. So I went for one that went under the radar, because lots of people didn't realise this. But you can play the song first and we'll get into it after, because I went for Fetty Wap.
Ain't never
Trap
let
queen.
go. And I get high with my baby, baby. I just left the mall, I'm getting fly with my baby, yeah. And I get ride with my baby, baby. I'll be in the kitchen cooking pies with my baby, yeah. And
Man, this song was massive when it came out. It was
Do you not
everywhere.
remember he came out and he just like took off with that album? Like he had a few fucking bangers on his album, and then he started just getting in with everybody. Like he started doing like duets with, like he was a feature on like loads of people's stuff and all. Even fucking David Guetta brought him in for a bit of Bang Me Head Against the Wall with See It.
Oh yeah, he did.
They just threw him into everything, like fucking them ones that used to sing "You Don't Gotta Go to Work." Who were they? Fifth Harmony, was it?
Yeah.
Or something like
Yeah.
that. He's in a song with them. He was in Promises with Kid Ink. He's with loads of them. He just kept coming out with absolute bangers.
He had another song that was just his that was really catchy too, and I can't remember what the fuck it was.
679.
It might be 679.
Was 679. It's catchy tune.
679. Yeah. I recommend the thing from it now. Yeah, one of these lads just all of a sudden just came in and was just everywhere with his one eye.
And once again,
on Fediman.
once again, Dan has done a bit of digging for us to find out just how bad he really is.
Yeah, I just think it's interesting. Suffolk County, WABC, Fetty Wap was sentenced Wednesday. This was at the time to 6 years in prison for his role in a drug trafficking conspiracy that blanketed parts of Long Island, New Jersey, and North Philadelphia in cocaine, heroin, fentanyl, and crack. Bear in mind, this was post his success. What he was doing to Chap, God knows. But
I'll never know, but apparently as well, he hasn't been proven guilty on it yet. But apparently as well, he was an organizer of a sex trafficking ring as well. Like this lad, like you're looking at him going, was all the money you got like for rapping just not enough or something like that? You needed to go off and try to be the best drug dealer you could be, like. And I wouldn't mind. It's not like he can see the cops coming like that much. He's only got one eye.
yeah, you know what I mean? He's keeping one eye on the wrong fucking thing by the looks of
Is
it.
he?
But,
What?
Listen, let's just scrap all the stuff what we just told you, right? Close your eyes. 2 great songs. Let's go to spade a spade. 2 great songs. But if you want to come up against us and try to defend these people, not defend them, just say listen to music, whatever, do it. sonsofdaypod@gmail.com, sonsofdaypod on the Instagram, or sonsofday, I think it's just the same. Sub podcast on TikTok. We're on YouTube now. Anywhere you want to find us, you'll find us. Tell us what you want, and you'll get in here with a chance to try and come on the level of us too. It's going to bring us on to Vent of the Week. We had to bring him back, Chap. People are asking for it.
We had to.
Our resident Moni Michael, Agony Ant, whatever you want to kind of do it, is Noel. I'm trying to find it currently. I looked it up the other day. He's had over 35 rants to him.
Ooh.
So shout out to Nulik. Always
Shout
a man
out.
for consistent, just really solid fucking things that usually when he brings them up as well, Chap, we're always like, yeah, like, I mean, that's not.
He's on the
some
money.
shit there. Yeah, he's on the money. He has something to talk about here. So I'll play it up now.
This is one that came up in the group chat there about a couple of weeks ago, and I don't believe it for a second. I point blankly don't believe it at all. And I'd like to get the listeners' perspective on this as well, if they can get involved and put it in, because and maybe a poll could go up about it, because I think it's absolute horseshit. And the thing was, one of the lads said that they know a couple who don't have a side of the bed. So, for example, person A in said couple goes up to bed and they just get into whatever side they fancy getting into that night. And it may change from night to night or week to week or whatever it might be. That to me is absolute bullshit, horseshit. Don't believe it for a second. I don't care what anyone says. People have a side of the bed, and if you don't, check the basement for dead bodies because you're a serial killer. Like, there's something, like, it's just not a second do I believe it. Discuss.
Dan, I think you're the perfect man to discuss this one first.
I think it's fucking mental. He's dead right. That is fucking crazy. How would you not have a side of a bed? Like, it's your bed. That is great. If I was sleeping alone, I'd have a side of a bed. It's a side of the bed I sleep on, side of the bed I roll over to. So I'd have that anyway. So like, there's no way anybody lives that way. That's fucking prison shit. That's mad. Like, Nobody does that. There's not a single person listening to this podcast that goes up and says, "Oh, we just fall asleep or I fall asleep." Fuck it. That's R. Kelly behavior. That is.
As good a vent as it is about having a side of the bed, I feel that Noel possibly nearly had his side of the bed taken away from him. And that's why he thinks so strongly about this. That's where I'm getting this vibe from. I feel like somebody tried to take his side of the bed. And he's like, I've had enough of this. I've had enough. To not have a side of the bed is very strange. I don't know anybody that gets into a bed and goes, might go right, might go left, might go middle. It's like when people go and they get like themselves a new bed, right? And you're like, you live on your own. And you're like, yeah. It's like, all right, why are you getting a 6-7 foot bed? Like, you're only sleeping one side, and even at that, you're gonna be curled up in a ball. But have you noticed, right? Females might tell me differently if they sleep on their own. But have you noticed, right? You could walk in, right, and like, say for said instance, Neve would be there, curled up in a ball on her side of the bed. You get into the bed beside them, all of a sudden, fucking starfish takes over. But you were already on something before. You do the old Scandinavian stuff, the old Scandinavian bed stuff. I'm telling you now, doesn't matter what side of the bed you're on, as good a vent as it is, they'll always try fucking take your side. They'll always do it. They'll leave you with that sliver bit of room, like you're a piece of liver in a meat counter. You get that little shit off to the left there.
I go to bed with Neve, and halfway through the night, Neve turns into Shaquille O'Neal and extends. It's incredible. The woman grows twice her size in bed. It's and the one negative point I'll have on the Scandinavian sleep method, where those who don't know, we sleep in the same bed, but we have our own duvets each. So it's just like you can go full on burrito or just fucking build yourself into an L bit of the bed there. It's lovely. It's the way to do it. But Neve sometimes will kick them off during the night. So by the time I come to bed, my side of the bed is just her duvet and then her on my side and then a whole fucking other bed behind her. So then I have to kind of just gently push her over, get rid of her fucking thing, and then get into bed beside her, which is a bit of a pain in the hole. But I don't think anybody lives the way that Noel described there. So I'm fully on Noel's side here because
100%.
Anybody who does there's nobody that does that. It actually gives me the ick. It gives me an ick, that does.
I want anybody that has their own side of the bed tonight to go or whenever you listen to this, to go and sleep on the opposite side of the bed. See if you get a wink of sleep. No chance.
I hate it. It'd be just so wrong. Like, I even have a side of the bed of him staying in a hotel for a night.
But like, do you have like a particular side of a bed? Like when you walk in, you look straight down on the bed, you go, I'm taking the left every time. Or are you not that fickle about it?
No, I'm not that fickle about it, but like it's like say if we go away for a night into a hotel for a wedding or whatever, I'll walk in and be like, my side of the bed. And I won't venture to the far side of the bed for any reason. It's a case of like, that's just the way it is now. Like I do that now. Like we go away, Lanzarote now in a couple of weeks. If we're sharing a room, I will walk into the room or you'll walk into the room and be like, that's my bed. Lovely, that's my bed. And then I'll never go to the far side of that room again. That's it, like, do you know what I mean? It's just, there's no way people are that. I don't know. That fucking, it actually freaks me out a little bit if anybody is living that way, because that's wrong. It's incorrect what you're doing there. I just realised that.
Yes.
Sorry. Like, I just realised there that I didn't play Noel's intro music. What I'm going to do is, because I also forgot to put Bon Bon's drums back on, I'm going to play Noel's intro music at the end of the show. Apologies, Noel. I know you're a big fan of this, and he loves the song. I forgot to do it.
For all those that are witness to our group chat, so only the lads, just look back on what Dan said earlier on when he was trying to get a razz out of me earlier on. He's fucked it up for you now. He's fucked it up, and I wouldn't do it. We have to move on now, sorry, to Sons, I have a problem. Dan has a problem. Dan has a problem. Sons, I have a problem this week, Dan, is a serious matter. It's a serious
Okay.
case. We're going to have to get our serious thinking hats on for this one, right? Hi, lads. I finally caught up on the episodes, so I wanted to make sure no one else had sent something like this in. My problem this week simply is Dublin City and how unsafe a place it has become. As a mother, I hate my children going out into town for shopping or nights out because all you seem to hear about is violence no matter what time of the day and no matter what age group can be targeted. Would love to know your stance on the way things are going in our capital.
Yeah, it's a mess. I'm obviously lucky. I'd never feel too awkward in it. But I could completely understand why anybody would. Like, I don't venture into it too often, so maybe that's why if I was around it a bit more, I might be a bit more, might comprehend a little bit more what it's like. But again, also I'm fucking 34, so like if you were 19 and 20 going out, it does seem like it's kind of ramped up a little bit. I could only imagine what it feels like for women going around the place. You'd feel constantly unsafe, I'd say. So you want to be going around in a big group, which is a horrible situation to have, really. Like, for a country that's known for kind of its good hosting of tourists, you think it would be a bit more safer feeling. Like, I might just be me. If I ever go away down to a European city, I think it's much more kind of cleaner and safer than Dublin would be. I might be in the wrong in there, but I've never really felt too kind of in trouble away. Obviously, there's been times where in Vancouver, for example, there's a couple of rough parts of Vancouver. You turn down the wrong corner, you're like, oh fucking hell! Like, that can happen. That can happen anywhere though. But in general, Dublin, it's not as kind of, the whole Cade Meal of Falcha thing that they try to do with the old Discover Island ads. It's not like that at the moment.
No, I'm with you on that one. It's probably become one of the most unsafe places. If not the most unsafe place in Ireland. I know, like, lots of people will say capitals are like that. But not incorrect, I suppose, in a way. But, the problem really comes from, and it stems from, the government. The government have to make this, like, if they want people to come into Ireland for tourism, I'm not even going to get into the whole fucking debate about whether or not people should be allowed in here, foreign nationals or anything like that. I'm not getting into that thing about it. But, like, it's up to the government and up to the guards as part of the government as well to make the place safe. That is their duty. And there's one thing I noticed when I'm out in Dublin. They could say there's a presence of Gardaí going around. The presence of Gardaí isn't really that big around Dublin. And for all the stuff that's gone on in it over the last year, when the likes of the riots and all were going on, and all of this stuff, and still, to this day, the presence in there isn't huge. Now, don't get me wrong. I know myself. Like, the guards are like everywhere else at the moment, where they don't have enough staff. Probably don't have enough overtime. They probably don't have the equipment, the gear. I get all of this stuff. But again, yous are the ones that we're calling on to make this place a safe place. Yous are the ones that have the job for it. I always say to people, if you're going in security, right, don't be standing at the door being afraid to be a security man. You're in the wrong job. I always think that people that go into the guards are taking on a lot of responsibility. But, like, as part of your responsibility, you have a responsibility to that community, to make that community feel safe. And at the end of the day, like, we were walking out of town on Saturday at like 9 o'clock. Woman thrown off her scooter, kicked twice in the head, on the ground, in bits. Don't know the background to the story. There she is, coughing up blood. This is at 9 o'clock at night. Like, it's a free for all in there at times. And this is like right outside where the Spire was, right where McDonald's is. It's not like it's like in a back street or anything. This is Main Street, Dublin City. The listener's spot on. You would be worried about if you had kids going in there. And as you said, the younger crowd. I speak to a lot of the younger crowd as well from being in my job as well. And there's not a night that a fella that works with me, well, used to work with me, sorry. He's only 19, 20. There's not a night he doesn't go out to town, he said. There's not an argument. Outside, not just, don't get me wrong. It's not all the case of, like, don't get me wrong, you get young lads acting the hard man and all that, whatever. But generally, it's this thing of people that had nothing to do with the night out and aren't even on a night out, are just looking for trouble, are looking to make something for themselves. So, like, the book stops with the boys in the doll. So instead of calling each other lawyers in the doll, why don't you just go out and actually try to get something done? But I don't know what it's going to take for them to wake up and smell it, because, like, that incident there last year as well with Remember the little one? And she was hospitalised for months, wasn't she?
Yeah.
Like, what's it going to take for these people to actually turn around and go, do you know what, actually, like, we have a duty of care to the people of Dublin and to the people who come into Dublin, like, from, whether it be from all over the country, whether it be from another country. We have a duty of care. Like, I'm not saying bad things don't happen. Of course they do. But, like, the fact that even the people who live in Dublin City are like, this is not a safe place to live. It's frightening. Like, imagine, like, if we can get our hands on the stats, we'll read them out next week. Like, be something that I'll go have a look for first. But, like, people of Dublin City are not happy about it. Like, they're the ones that have to live in it at the end of the day. We breeze in and out of it. But if you're living in Dublin City and you're working in there and you're in there 5 days, 7 days a week, and all of this is going on, you can understand where the frustration comes from. But I think the buck stops with the government. It's all I can really kind of muster from it, because I don't think anything else would happen that would make it a safer place.
It shows how out of touch they are now, chap, because they talk about raising concerns and all that sort of stuff. And listen, we don't want to get too political in this podcast because, like, I've some very fucking choice words for a lot of them now. But there's talks of nightclubs open till 6 o'clock in the morning now in Ireland. I know it's been talked about for a year or two. I think that they're actively trying to push it into legislation. Like, so you're talking there about the fact that lack of care that's going to be on into the guards, in the sense of the training for the guards obviously is not good enough, because I understand it's a hard job. I can't fucking fathom why anybody would want to be a guard. I can't fucking understand it. It'd be interesting to talk to someone who maybe was a guard, just to have a chat with them, to be like, what way do you think that I think differently? Because anytime I was ever younger, any kind of interaction I usually have with a guard was a negative one. But to think that they're going to have to be on duty till 6 o'clock in the morning with lads coming out of fucking nightclubs off their face is a thankless job. It's an absolutely fucking horrendous job. And you know, it's all well and good trying to get guards into the peace and all, but you're only going to make it worse, because it's going to be just lads not going out till 3 o'clock in the morning. And listen, we're not fucking idiots here. If you're going into a nightclub 3 o'clock in the morning, you've been on something or drinking something a lot before you go into it. And if you can stay out till 6 o'clock in the morning completely off your fucking nut, you're going to cause problems. It's just going to happen more. So you're saying there about trying to make it safer, that I think is going to make it worse. And I understand young people want to stay out longer, and I know a lot of places around the world have this kind of 6 a.m. thing. Like, I've been in nightclubs that late in foreign places before, but I don't know. I just think it's a disaster. But it's a pity. Dublin should be, like, obviously it's where most Americans and all will land into the country. They should feel safe in it. And I suppose if you just go to the Guinness Storehouse and the fucking Temple Bar, you might feel safe. You might just think this is the way it is. But you wouldn't be too hard. You wouldn't find it too difficult now to catch a bit of trouble in Dublin involuntarily. I don't know, I do. And I can only imagine what it's like for, like, mothers, like the listener is in there, sending a 19, 20-year-old girl into Dublin now with her mates, because I don't know, I would be actively trying not to do it, but I can understand, like, that's kind of a step up. You're in and around Dublin, like we were, Chap, you want to go out there, so
of course, yeah.
It's one of them weird ones, but
it's the double-edged sword.
Yeah, it's tough now, but we should kind of give a bit more of a positive answer, but I don't see any sort of positive change coming as of the moment. Like.
No, great problem to get into us. Obviously, that's the stance we have with it, but like, just as Dan said, like, it's very hard to take any positives out of it, and especially if a 6 o'clock curfew going on for a nightclub is going to be going, because you're only asking for more trouble. That's longer hours, people like drinking. So, fact, I don't see people going out later. Probably go out at the same time, just staying out later. So, well, any time you want to get them into us, guys, Sons have a problem, get them into us. sonsofdavepod@gmail.com, sonsofdavepod on our Instagram. Get us on TikTok, get us on YouTube, get us on our phones. Get them into us, and we'll get them shared. But we're moving on. It's time for Show Your Picks, top 5 wins that make your day.
Oh, yeah.
Show your picks. Show your picks. Show your picks. Show your picks. Show your picks.
I think this is going to be a good one, Chap. I think this is going to be a good one. Because I don't think there'll be too much of a crossover between us maybe on this one, but you might think differently. I'm going to let you go first.
All depends, man. All depends. So my first one was, so a little win for me would be sleeping straight through until your alarm goes off without waking up once during the night.
That's a good show. That's a good show.
win.
Yeah, it's a good show. I get it a lot. I do kind of sleep like a log a little bit. Sometimes I have to wake up during the night, say we go for a piss or whatever. And the worst thing about that is, if I'm awake, I tend to like be bright awake, like not in the sense of you wouldn't see. You think I'm just like I'm like a zombie in the mornings, but my brain is going 90 in my head. Like, but yeah, I think that's a cracker. It's especially bad for the likes of you having to get up at 5 o'clock in the morning, stuff like that. Because if you're up early and you have to wake up during the night, it's very hard to go back to sleep knowing that you're going to be up in like 2 hours time.
It's horrible. Hence why you got tagged during the week. There is no rest for me in this life.
My first one, which doesn't happen too much now with the old introduction of tapping for everything, but back in the day, finding money in old clothes. So you throw on a shirt or a pair of jeans and there'd be like a tenner in the pocket or whatever. That is an absolute. That's just like lovely. Like can't go wrong with that. So, like I said, the tapping, I suppose it doesn't really happen too much anymore. But the way it kind of happens to me now is sometimes I'll have to like use a card or whatever, or not use a card, and then I just put the money in my pocket and forget. And then it'll be 2 weeks time. I'll go back out, put on a pair of track bottoms that I was wearing or whatever, and I'll be like, lovely. There's actually cash in this, and I have to go and spend it. So, it's a tap in, Chap, but it's a good one.
It is 100%. My second one would be kind of like that. So it's when you check your bank account from the night before, but realize you actually haven't spent that much.
That's a good one. I haven't thought of that. Yeah. That was that's a dreaded moment. That sometimes it goes the opposite way, Chap, and it can really, really put a damper on your Sunday. But at the same time, it is like that is a good one. I'm actually sick of thinking of that one. It's interesting. The thing with like, I'd say it's even worse now. You see, it doesn't tend to happen too much now because it's kind of just go for points. But when we were out when we were younger and like nightclubs and stuff, shots and fucking, like fucking double vodkas and fuck whatever, Red Bulls or whatever. All that shit adds up very fucking quick. And when you're out and you're not thinking like,
just go with Mikey O'Brien there on a Saturday night for yourself. Trust me, feel like you're reliving your youth.
My second one is a parking spot opening up exactly when you need it.
Spot on.
You're trying to like park close to somewhere and you're like fucking a chance it and you drive up close to like a really, and it's just as you're doing, a car just nips out. You're like, lovely, I'll have that. Just fucking straight in there. And when you gamble on it and you get it right, it's a delicious feeling.
Right. Third pick, little win would be of a few, so I'm trying to pick me third here. Do you know what? That'll be me third. Having one of them mornings where it all falls into place in your work life, where you've had the perfect morning that you don't get that often, but everything falls into place and you are going to have a handy day for the rest of the day. That is my third pick. So having one of them mornings where it all falls into place.
Yeah. I had a similar one on my thing. I'm not going to pick it now because that's kind of similar. Mine was like when you're working and all of a sudden you look at the clock and it's like 4 o'clock when you thought it was like only 1:30. Something like that, like you've kind of just breezed through the day and it's like, like you say you've been at something and you're not really paying attention and then all of a sudden you finish a big thing and you just look at your phone and be like, lovely, I'm really finished. So it's a kind of similar thing. When you get all your stuff out of the way early and the next couple of hours aren't going to be as bad, it is a good feeling. My third pick doesn't happen every day, but when it happens, Chap, it is sweet. When you're flying on a plane and no one's sitting beside you.
Oh, that's not even like a little win. That's massive. That's
a
huge.
big win, man. And it's just when it happens, it's as good as it gets. You know, you're not going to be wedged into these fucking seats more than you have to be, and you can actually relax on the flight and sit down and that. It can literally change the whole holiday. It can change the whole fucking holiday. We're off to Lanzarote, like I said, in a couple of weeks. If that happens on the way to Lanzarote, which I doubt it will, but if it did, oh my God, Chap, the difference it would make. It's not going to,
No.
but
No
the difference
chance.
it would make. It could be a game changer, but yeah, spare seat beside you on the flight.
When you come home after a long, hard day's work and your dinner is on the table waiting for you, that is a small win in itself.
Especially
will
when it's one of your favourites. You know, yeah.
Just every time. If you walk home to that, brilliant. See this shit? Oh, I was just gonna wait for you to come home. What do you want me to do? Hold your hand while you're doing that? Well, you don't be annoying me. Right, your fourth pick.
When you're expecting to be caught in traffic, but you just get through it no bother and you're home with it before you know it.
Man, happens on a Friday now. Happens on a Friday these days, and it's like, where the fuck is everyone?
There's been times when I lived in Bray and had to drive up here. I could leave Bray a half hour on Friday, and there was one day I didn't get to Neve's mother's house till nearly 9 o'clock. It was down with traffic. I'll never forget it. And I remember thinking, like, I'm not doing this anymore. I come up on a Saturday morning from now on. Just, it's not worth sitting on it. And there's been days where you leave half hour and you be there at half 6. You just breeze past everybody.
Yeah.
When you do it, it's unbelievable. And especially when you're like, oh, I'm going to get caught in traffic here. And there's always a bottleneck on the way to Bray. If you ever manage to just get home without it, you're like, this is the way this road should function. Can't go wrong with that.
Right. My fifth and final pick is, it's another one to do with sleep. But waking up in a panic and then realising I'm off. That is a win. You know that panic that sets in and you go, bollocks. And you go, wait a minute. It's Saturday. I'm off. Go away, back to sleep.
I get a similar thing. I kind of dream that I'm either back in a job I hated or back somewhere where like I didn't want to talk to someone or whatever. I'll dream as if it's happening, and then I'll wake up and be like, "Grand, none of that's true." No, I just made that all up in my head.
Nice.
It is a cracker. Like, I have a few left, and I'm trying to think of the best one to round this off because I think it's a solid list. I'm gonna say, when one of your favorite songs comes on the radio, but you didn't pick it.
Oh yeah.
So if you're flicking through and you're on FM 104 or whatever, and a song comes on, whether it be like, and you're just like, and this could be a song you put on by yourself every time, like whatever you might have fucking shower, but you might be on the old Sons of Day playlist, could be on anything. But when it comes on without you having to do anything, like you didn't have to go on to fucking Spotify or YouTube Music or whatever, you literally just flick it and it starts right as you turn it on. You're like, what a song this is. It's a delicious one.
I kind of had that experience the other day, right? So I was there and I was like looking for a Luke Combs song, and I was like, oh, for fuck's sake, I haven't got time to type it in because I'm driving. So I just hit, you know, if you just hit their name and it goes into shuffle mode.
Oh yeah.
Straight away, boom. Song I was looking for came on, and my God, it got belted out just because of it. I was in better mood because of it.
Can't go wrong, man. Can't go wrong.
Right, I'll give you my top 5 of no honourable mentions. So, number 1, sleeping straight through your alarm without waking up. Number 2, when you check your bank and haven't spent as much. Number 3, having one of them mornings where it all falls into place work-wise. Number 4, when you come home to a cooked meal after a long, hard day. And number 5, waking up in a panic and then realising you're off. Back to sleep.
Solid list. Solid all fit the brief, Chap. My 5, find the money in old clothes when you're going back out in them. A parking spot open up exactly when you need it. A spare seat beside you on a flight. Expecting a traffic jam, but there's no traffic jam, you just breeze through. And your favourite song coming on the radio without you having to press any buttons. I have a couple of honourable mentions. One of them is your phone battery lasts way longer than you expect it to on a busy day. You think your phone's going to die and just stays alive fit.
Bravo.
It's a solid win. Petting a dog. Always go crack. Pet a dog.
Small win.
Small win, but they're always in great form when you pet them. And there was one last one I had on sick. I can't find it. Doesn't matter, chap. Sorry, apologies. I had another one written down, but I can't find it now. But yeah, I think 2 solid lists, chap.
2 solid lists. Anybody that wants us to do like a show your picks, top 5 that you have in mind that we haven't done yet, get it into us. SonsofDavePod@gmail.com. SonsofDavePod on the Instagram. We're on TikTok. We're on YouTube. We have phones. Ring us. Text us. Whichever one you think, get them into us. And we'll give it either a shot next week or the week after. So 100% get them into us. But for this week's football segment, we got football questions in from listeners. So first question up, Dan, we got was, of course this will come in. Is Jadon Sancho at a Premier League level? Fucking give him the microphone, let him go.
This.
We've only got a little while left in the show, Dan, yeah?
He is. Yeah. He's a Premier League level. There he is. What level in the Premier League? Don't know. I don't know. He's definitely Premier League level. But if I was off the top of my head trying to think what team would I see him playing at, I don't think he plays at a higher level than Crystal Palace.
Like pure Wilfred Zaha?
Very much. On his day can be excellent, but there's far too much times where he does nothing and he's easily stopped. And in a type of a Palace team, you might not notice it as much, but then when sometimes he'll just do something amazing, you'll be like, good player like that. I don't see anywhere in which he's better than, like, if you think of the top 10 teams currently in the Premier League, I don't think he plays on any of them. I don't think he should remember Chelsea, but it's also, there's a bias here because he's a shitbag, so it's, you can kind of take my opinion with a pinch of salt on Sancho now.
Yeah, well, he's definitely Premier League level. A couple of things with Jadon Sancho. When Chelsea were playing well, Sancho was playing well. That's, like, I'm not saying he was outstanding for us, but he still played well. He was still, like, contributing to the team, things of that nature. Like, if ever there was a player that, like is in such need of confidence on a daily, it is Jadon Sancho. Like, even when you hear him in an interview, he's never enthusiastic about, like, playing football. So you'd nearly think he really doesn't actually enjoy playing football. The problem for him is that he went over to Dortmund and he played in a team that played well. And even when they got beat, they still played well. I think ever since he's left Dortmund the first time, he hasn't been in a team that has played on a, like, if you go into if Jadon Sancho went and played for Liverpool this season, he'd probably have a decent season with them. Like, you know what I mean? Like, he probably would. But he screams of a player that can, like, do you know the way, like, we talk about Salah, and, like, Salah can change a game, like, where Salah could do nothing for a game, but he could change with an assist or a goal. Eden Hazard used to be able to do it on his own. Ronaldo's, your Messi's, and all these guys and whatever. But even at that, like, he needs to be in such, like, a good performing team in order for him to play well. Because any type of kind of knockback, setback, or any type of, like, oh, not playing well there today, he goes off the boil massively. But, like, I watch him for Chelsea, mate. Every single attacking player for Chelsea is off the boil. There's not one of them. Like, well, Neto maybe, but, like, Noni Madueke, Cole Palmer's off it, Jadon's off it, Noni's off it, Jackson's off it. Like, Nkunku and Pedro Neto, like, are the only two over the last couple of weeks that are looking like, oh, we might be able to do something here. But other than that, like, you're looking at it going, I get the Jadon Sancho thing, but I'm just like, lads, I watch this every week. Like, there's other players there that are exactly the same as what he does, and they don't offer that into this team.
I think it's, with Sancho, though, it's the shithead behaviour. It's the
but his behaviour doesn't help, yes.
It's the behaviour off the pitch in the sense of, like, you know, you've done a lot for him, sent him away to try and get his fucking head right, did all this other stuff, and then he had a fucking falling out. And then when Rashford left, he was like, oh, freedom and all. Like, mate, focus on your own fucking shit game. Don't be bringing other shit players into it. Like, it's just, what I think is mad, and I think this is definitely a point that I don't know. I don't think I've ever heard anywhere else. So if it has been said somewhere else and I'm fucking regurgitated as my own, apologies, but I don't remember anyone saying this. There's a correlation here that everyone forgets about. Did you ever see the movie with Gwyneth Paltrow? What's it called? Not Chasing Doors. What's it called? Where she goes in. I'll find it up as I'm talking. Essentially, there's a part of the movie where she goes to run for a train, and Sliding Doors, it's called Sliding Doors. It's one of my mother's favourites. Shit film, right? But essentially, and one thing, she misses it, she hits off the door, and her day is shit. And one thing, she gets on the train, and her life changes. And when she's on the train, it all looks good, but she goes home and realises, I think the husband's having an affair, and like that's the whole fucking thing there, and she has shit time. When she misses the train, someone picks her up, they laugh about it, she ends up fucking falling in love with that fella, and it's the whole thing. It's like your sliding doors moment, right?
Right.
There's a sliding doors moment with 3 people at the same time, and we don't talk about it enough. It was the Euros final, Italy, England. Went to penalties. Should never win to penalties. England should have won that game, right? They let Chiesa run riot in the second half. Italy came back. 3 penalties missed back to back to knock them out. It was Rashford, Sancho, Saka. Ever since then, Rashford and Sancho have never been anything near the level they could be. Ever since they both missed that penalty.
Good point.
Saka missed it and has just learned from it. He had a bit of a dip, seemed to get out of it. I don't know what they done differently than whatever, but Saka is an excellent footballer still. There's a definite moment there. Now, I know they got racially abused, and that's fucking horrible, and that's a whole fucking different fucking thing. But the fact that since that final, I don't think either of them have looked right.
Yeah.
And Sancho is a prime example of that. On his day, can be very, very good. Goes missing far too often for how talented he is.
Yep, 100%. Second question was from a Liverpool fan: if Liverpool lose out on signing or keeping Salah, Trent, and Van Dijk, who would you choose to replace each one for the start of next season?
You ever seen the film Moneyball, Chap? I keep doing this, but this is probably. You ever seen the film Moneyball with Brad Pitt?
Yes.
Excellent movie. You don't replace Jeremy Giambi with one player. You replace him with 3. You make it up in the aggregate. You will not replace Mo Salah with a like-for-like Mo Salah. You'll have to sign 2 players that hopefully one bags as many assists as he does, one bags in as many goals involvements. Mo Salah's on to break that record for the Premier League this year. They will not replace Mo Salah. So even if they think they're doing the correct thing, I think Mo Salah will win the Ballon d'Or next year. Even if they don't keep him, there's nothing they can do to replace him. Because you'll soon realise that the likes of Gakpo is having a good season, Jota is having an okay season, he's a bit injury prone. Szoboszlai is starting to show a bit of quality in centre attack midfield. Núñez, I don't know what the fuck Núñez is at every so often, but Jesus Christ, is he entertaining. It's going to be an awful lot to replace Salah. Trent, I don't think they'll struggle to replace as much. I think his range of passing is absolutely outrageous. He's a very good footballer. I don't think there's a massive difference when Conor Bradley's in that team to when Trent's in that team. So I wouldn't be surprised if they went and tried to sign just another right back and let Conor Bradley just have that right back position and see can he take it on. And see, I think that team is so well functioning at the moment. You put Conor Bradley in there, just not that much of a difference. I think Van Dijk will sign. So I don't think Van Dijk will go, but even an aging Van Dijk is hard to replace. So I don't know what they're going to do next. There's an awful lot of talking back there. So I think you're going to have to almost go up against what they do and sign someone else who's also experienced that could do a job for a year or two until they can train someone in beside them. I don't think it'd be possible. The likes of a Rudiger, who's always talking, always pointing, always telling people where to go, is a prime example of that. If they go and sign a 21-year-old lad from France or something who could be good in a few years' time, I think he'll just melt under the pressure of it all. What doesn't help as well is there's going to be a brand new goalkeeper behind him. I think Alisson leaves in the summer too. So it's going to be a big summer for Liverpool, but they have a lot of money because they're going to win the league and they could also win the Champions League. So they're going to be a hot property to go to. But I would dread, if I was like an executive at Liverpool, I would dread having to replace all of this because it works at the minute really well.
Yeah. I think you're right. I don't think you'll go like for like. That's the thing. I think possibly what could happen is they won't replace Trent, as you said, with Conor Bradley, and then they might kind of have a focus on like. I know it says the three, but it looks like Nunez looks like he could go, and Luis Diaz looks like he could go as well. It's nearly one of them ones. So I'm just going to go with, if Van Dijk went, who would I like to get in if I was Liverpool? I went for either Bastoni at Inter Milan or Van der Ven if he could stay fit from Spurs.
Yeah.
To step
Super
in
high
there.
line.
Yeah. To step in there. For the attacking player that Flair they're looking for, I don't think you might not be able to go like for like, but I have a lot of faith in Kudus from West Ham. We've talked about a lot. But if you wanted to kind of go big and have a name, Florian Wirtz from Leverkusen could be the one. There's lots of talk, obviously, as well of them going for a striker, but I don't know yet. But just say, for instance, then as well, they said, right, we want to go right back. You could also go for Frimpong as well. I think he could be lethal for them. He's just pace personified up that wing. I know he's more of a wing back, but they're the type of people I think you could be looking at if you were Liverpool, because you're not going to want to win the league and then go, well, we're going to have to go through a rebuilding phase here, guys. Just because these three are leaving us. You need people that are going to be coming in. It might take them a season to settle, but you haven't got time for what like the likes of Chelsea are doing with the youth, and they're like waiting for this like train to come. But that's the type of players I think Liverpool could be looking at.
But, like your man for Bournemouth who came from Juventus, that Hodgson, I'm not sure how to pronounce his name. Serious defender. Like every time I've watched him, he's been outstanding. Like, so he would be like an ideal one. He's 19, I think 20, but like to throw him in deep end with a brand new goalkeeper behind him is like, I would get maybe Liverpool sign him and then give me a year else back at Bournemouth or something, and then just like let him develop a little bit more and take him on then, kind of like Arsenal do with Saliba. But I don't envy it. Like it's going to be a big task. If I was there, I can't fathom why Liverpool are trying to re-sign Mo Salah. I know they have tried, but I don't know how they haven't given him what he wants, because I understand the age thing. I understand what they're trying to do. I set the precedent now, but like, it's just outrageous. It's just, he's having the best season I can remember, like since like the likes of an Henry or something. Even it reminds me of Gareth Bale at Spurs. Remember that season he had before he went to Real Madrid, where just every single thing, every time you go to the ball, looks like he's going to score. He's been an incredible talent this year. So I don't envy the job, but they're going to have a lot of money. It's not like fucking United or something where you have to replace 11 shit players and just no money to do it.
True. So, third question was, if Newcastle don't get Champions League football, do we see star players wanting out of the project?
Like, so who are you talking about here? You're talking Bruno.
So let's go Bruno Guimaraes, Isak up top, possibly Anthony Gordon out left, Tonali maybe as well. So you're talking about four of the bigger name players that they have. If they don't get Champions League football, how much longer do these stay a part of the so-called project that they signed up for that obviously hasn't gone according to plan with the way the owners would have liked to have spent a bit more dosh, obviously?
Yeah, but I think that kind of handcuffs the owners, to be fair to them, for as much as they're fucking the austerity investment fund are a problem to an extent. They would want to have a £200 million extra into that squad if they could. I think Eddie Howe has done a very good job with them. I think Isak is obviously number 9s are in fucking high demand, and he's the best, one of the best in the league, if not the world at it. He's still only 25, 26. Like, yeah, I get it. But, like, where really is Isak going to go is my question. Because you could say the likes of Chelsea, right? But fair enough. But, like, Chelsea and Newcastle are kind of on par with each other at the moment. Like, just so as Chelsea are going through a bit of a transition. Arsenal, it makes too much sense for Arsenal to do it. So that's not going to happen. Maybe Liverpool will do it to replace the Salah kind of team to make a splash. Maybe that's the move. I don't see anywhere else he goes. He's not going to go play for Real Madrid. Barcelona haven't got the money to get him. So, like, maybe he'll stay on for that reason. I think Tonali will be loyal because Newcastle wait a year for him to come back. And they're still yet to see the full effect of Tonali. You've just seen things there. Bruno Gomes, maybe. Like, I mean, he's a very good player. He's got the right level of shitbag for me. I like my midfielders where he's a bit of a wind-up merchant, but also very good. I think Newcastle's done a lot. But if Man City come back here and they don't have any charges against them, I can easily see Newcastle going fucking happy days and start to buy everybody that has a fucking pulse because they know they're not going to be stoned for it. I think they're just waiting on that news. I said they're just sitting there with a checkbook, just tapping it off the table, just going, here we go, give it to me now, give me the money I want, because they want to absolutely just like spend big money, get all the big names in there, get the old fucking stadium going and all there. But it's going to be interesting. But I think they've done a very good job there, considering the amount of kind of people that are in that squad, like the likes of my namesake Dan Byrne and stuff. Like, they've done really well with what's there. Having a bit of issues there with the goalkeeper as well, I suppose. But it's going to be really interesting to see what they do this summer, because you're talking, if they get the shackles taken off them, they're going to go big. So I don't know who they're going to sign, but it's going to be interesting.
It's a hard one, kind of, because you like Isak, I think, will be sought after big time. Bruno Guimaraes, I thought City be all in for the likes of him. I thought City be looking at him going, he's exactly what we need in our midfield. We don't have enough of it. Especially with Rodri out injured, like, he's going to take his time coming back. Rodri, big time. Like, I thought Bruno be all over that. So I nearly struggle to see where Bruno would go. As well, I suppose, but like, if the big guns come calling, like that'll be the big thing for Newcastle this year. They miss out on European football, and the big guns come calling for the likes of Isak, Bruno. Like, talk of Anthony Gordon could possibly go to Liverpool if Luis Diaz doesn't sign, and all this. It's all very dependent on where they end up. So, I think it all depends on what teams came in for them, what teams and where they were at, and things of that nature. Like, you know what I mean? Like, and I think as well as that, the pull that Newcastle have as well still at the moment is we're yet to see them splash the cash. So, like, if Arsenal came in for Isak for 100 million, we'd say, would Isak weigh it up going, yeah, but I still don't think, I actually think I could maybe win something with Newcastle more than what I could win with Arsenal. Because Arsenal, he might look at Arsenal and think they're missing X, Y, and Z or something like that. So I think that'll be the big one. Will be who comes in and whether or not, like, they could be tempted or not. Last question from the listener was, now that the Champions League is into the knockout stages, how would you rate the new format?
I don't like it. But I can understand it gives teams more of a chance. The likes of Celtic have had obviously a very good campaign. They're probably the best campaign they've had in Europe for a while. And obviously, we're kind of very unluckily beaten away at Bayern the other day. Well, they drew with beating them in the tie. It's great to see City out. Real Madrid look like they're starting to warm up a little bit, which is exciting, because all this attacking talent on the pitch, you kind of just you want to see the best players play against each other, kind of thing. It still needs to sway me a bit. I think there's too many matches. I just think it's just too much. I think the first 3 quarters of the league phase don't mean anything, because even if you're having an awful start, you just win 2 or 3 matches, you're great. Like, Real Madrid had a shocking start, City had a shocking start, and they still both managed to get through. Now, I know obviously one knocked out the other, but like, at the end of the day, it's not that big a deal. City are not going to have a good season. I don't know. It hasn't grabbed me at all, to be honest. It might grab me further down in there. Obviously, United, like, to have Sociedad in the Europa League, they have a handy enough run to the final if they beat Sociedad. So, which they probably fucking won't. But it's maybe it'll grab me when they get further into the competition. But I still want to see the best teams play against each other, and I kind of think you're only just delaying the inevitable with this new format.
Yeah, it's one of them things I think we spoke before about on the podcast, but like, it wasn't broke, so there was no need to fix it. Like, it worked. The group stage worked. everyone understood, like, you know what I mean, what way it was working. So it was one of them ones where I was kind of looking at it going, maybe you get like, maybe it's for fans inside the stadium, maybe they get a bit more out of it, but for us watching on the telly, I just felt it didn't. I don't think it had the desired effect what they wanted from it. And I think as well as that, I think people, like you said, because 3/4 of it doesn't really matter at the start, I think people got a little bit lost in it going, this isn't like the league table that we watch in the Premier League week in, week out. This is a bit kind of all over the place. And the league table looked a bit all over the place. Do you know what I mean? So, would nearly give you an idea of what that Super League would be like. It would be all over the place.
It's like Super League Light. It's spot on,
it's just a bit all over the shop, and just, I think the structure worked because obviously it's been there for that amount of time, and I just don't feel it needed to be changed. And I think you're right. I think it just delayed the inevitable as well, as far as, you know, the best teams play each other and things of that nature. But like, they kind of ruined that themselves in the way that they formatted the group stages, because they brought more groups into it. They brought more teams from shitter leagues into it as well. So they already kind of diluted the group stage that way anyway. So putting the league into it was probably never going to get it as good. Maybe for teams as well, when they're going at this new format, they don't really understand the best plan of attack. Where, like, a lot of the times when the bigger teams are playing, they try get their business done early, and then put their weaker kind of like side out again in the last kind of couple of games. So yeah, as far as, did it grab the attention? No, I don't think it's any better. I actually think it's worse, I'll be honest. So I wouldn't be a fan of it, but it's never going to change. So it's one of them ones we're going to have to get used to. But I know you had a bit of correspondence, Dan, that you wanted to go through just before we ended from the football last week.
That's right. We had a couple of clips. Obviously, we clip up a lot of stuff here for social media that went very viral during the week out of nowhere, which is a bit of a change. We kind of put up endless clips just to kind of try to keep people interested. Some of them, for some reason, just smashed, like, all of a sudden just kind of blow up. The one that seemed to be the big ones this week, where first one was me talking about Gary Neville, which is stand by. I don't think anything I said was incorrect. And I kind of had both sides of the hedge basically given out. So we had people who didn't, obviously just wanted to just put their nose in and didn't understand it. Like, we had Roland Gunslinger on TikTok. The fact is, he's just telling you how bad United are. And I said, there's no doubt about how bad United are, but he's a commentator, not a pundit. Like, that's the key point there. It's not the fact that he's not allowed to say this, or that he's doing all this stuff. And I'm not defending Manchester United. What I'm trying to say is, you're commentating on the match. You shouldn't be talking the way in which you talk. And then we had Megalodon. He knows more about coaching than you all being. That's a fact. I think I never said he doesn't. Like, show me, like, it's just, whatever. Like, if people just having a problem, but
old bean,
yeah, that was another thing. And then it was, then I had also Dylan Davenport on TikTok, more of a position than you though. So why are you allowed to comment? Because I'm not commentating. And then he said, that's why I said comment. I said, well, he's just not with that. Well, he's just with his bias. And he never wrote back to that. You fucking coward. So the main thing really here is that people, like, some agree, some say they'd rather listen to Carragher, just because at least he's somewhat fucking says it as it is, which is a nice touch. Imagine a United fan saying that a couple of years ago. But people agree. People see the bias overall, so it was nice to see that. On the other TikTok that went quite big, it was Chap, spouting nonsense, so some would say, but I agree with him actually, saying in the section that everyone lacking consistency within the league, and that basically Liverpool are walking away with it because they're the only consistent side in the actual tournament. Alan Steele got in touch to say the league is so competitive, that's why there's a lack of consistency. If Fulham on the night can beat City or Arsenal, that's what makes it the best league, which is somewhat of a fair point. He thinks that overall that, like, there's not many easy 3 points anymore. That's what's causing the inconsistency.
So basically, he's saying that Emile Smith-Rowe turns up for Fulham, but Erling Haaland, who's supposed to be the best striker in the land, can't turn up for City. Which means that, like, well, that's consistency now. So, no, move on from that gobshite.
There you go. That's
fucking moron. Fulham on the day.
Patrick Kelly said there, if it would be a 5-horse race on the Liverpool have been so good, I said I can get the logic there, but also there's 4 horses that are lagging behind from power play. Essentially, is what I said. Like, so
what the fuck do they think we just said?
I don't know.
We just said it lacked consistency, bar Liverpool, and now he's trying to tell me. How is he trying to tell me there's a 5-horse race? We would have a 5-horse race, yeah, if we had consistency.
Yeah, you know what I mean. I can't fathom. Yeah, but he can't. My exact point was Gary Neville can't tell Ruben Amorim how to coach his team because of how Gary Neville's coaching. And if someone says, yeah, but he can comment on it. I was like, but instead, I'm not commentating on the match. But like, whatever. I was like, listen, if you're going to call out people online and give out about the stuff that we put up, do it properly. Say it with some fucking balls and come at me with something back, will you? Don't just let me stand there, host my clip, you watch my clip, get annoyed by my clip, and then I slap you in the comment section. I don't want it anymore. If you're going to come at me properly. Get on my level. What a waste of everyone's time, me having to go into a week and having to just go, I never said that. You didn't listen to the fucking clip correctly. For those who agreed, fair enough. If you disagree and you have a point, like Alan's point there, just saying that's why he thinks the league's like that, that's his opinion. I don't personally agree with it, but I appreciate at least there's an actual answer back to you. You know what I mean? Like, so if you're going to do it properly.
Yeah, but Fulham on their day years ago with Lewis Bowen-Morte could do that as well. Still doesn't mean the bigger teams weren't consistent. They were. That's why there was consistently better league run-ins. 100%.
Yeah. But yeah, I just wanted to touch on that because I do appreciate people that do get comments regardless if they're idiots or not. And it's all about being helpful for them, so that's what it's all about. As I promised, chap,
fucking
Raz. I'm gonna finish out this week, chap. I'm gonna, just because I love the man, and I forgot to play a song earlier. I'm gonna play it out with Noel's song because it just feels wrong that I didn't play it earlier. So thanks everyone for listening. Get in touch, sunsadaypod@gmail.com, sunsadaypod, the Instagram, TikTok, YouTube. We're here, we're everywhere. You're gonna get to fucking know us more and more. I'm gonna play it out with Noel's song. Thanks for listening. Chat to you next week.
You would think if you met him he was nice. He is the kind of guy you would ask if you're looking for advice. But deep down he tries to keep it in his mind, but he reaches out and he usually has a point. It's Noel's Van. Noel's Van.